Hi guys, it's Scry this morning. Today I'm going to do a video very early in the morning. Yesterday's was late and today's is quite early because my stump of friend's coming back and he's going to continue on with the work, so I just thought I'd do it before he got here. So today I felt like doing something that was a little bit similar to what I did last week, in that of like a mediumship sharing, where I'll bring through messages from the spirit world for whoever's listening and trust that they reach the ears that are meant to receive them. Now, spirit works in different ways in the way that they come through. And in some instances, the messages in regards to day-to-day life, I might be describing something that someone knows about something, or I might be talking about someone who has passed. But often when someone from the spirit world comes in, they will share information about somebody's life now, or they will give a memory, something that you can relate to, or perhaps in connection to how you would know that this particular person that may have come through is there with you in the reading. And often they will just come through and directly speak their message as well. So yeah, just different ways they can come through and reach you. So sometimes when I'm sharing different information that comes through, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to connect to you, but I give it as Spirit gives it to me. And exactly how it's given is exactly how it's meant to be received, and often down to very small details that they bring through. Now, often when I do mediumship, I get names come through, and this can be, a bit of hit and miss at times. They can be spot on, or they can be a name that sounds very similar to what I've spoken. And to be honest, when I was training a lot in mediumship years ago, a lot of the advice was don't give direct names because it can automatically cancel out people that the information might be for. So to just use it's a D name or it's an M name. But if I feel to give a full name, I will. But just know that if all the information feels like it's speaking to you and the name is slightly out or sounds something like the name I'm speaking of, chances are it is connecting. It just might not be an exact hit on the exact name. So in saying all of that, I'm going to welcome Spirit close now to give some messages to those who need to receive messages at this time. And as they draw near, I'm getting reference to like a Donald or a D name. Now, as he draws closer, I feel as though he is in the spirit world. There is a sense of shyness with this man. He's quite a thin man. He's a bit hard to connect to on some level, and I feel as though he would have been like that when he lived on Earth. In terms of he was a little bit reserved and often missed in the way that he was seen or related to. Now, as I connect to him, he's showing me like trees and pine trees, and this man has a love of nature, and he's just reminding to be connecting to nature at this time. So I want to thank him for his message today, and I'm going to move along, and I'm taken to the name Curtis, or something like Curtis. Now he's showing me roads and highways. I feel as though he travels a lot, or travelled a lot. And he just shows me travelling a lot away from home. And while there's a woman who waits for him, and there is some recognition of what she went through in that, and that he knows he was away a lot, but he does love her a lot. And just she needs to know that, is what he's saying. Okay, so now I'm being taken to a scene of a bridge and a bridge's collapse. I feel as though this has reference to the person who is in the spirit world. And this is a male energy that's in the spirit world, and he was in some way involved in this bridge that collapsed, and he passed It's like his car went down and he passed very quickly. He's just wanting to get the message through that he's okay, and it was his time. And again, the message I feel as though is for his wife, who was left with the hurt and the pain of this situation. So he just acknowledges that he's there with you in spirit, and he knows that it's been a hard time for you, but he is there and he is okay. And he just wants to let you know that he's okay, because he sees you praying for some sign or some connection that he's okay. And he's saying today, here you go. I'm here and I'm okay. And as I speak of him, I get so many tingles coming through. So he's just very happy to be reaching you at this time. Okay, so I'm going to leave his love with you now. Now, I just wanted to reflect on often with spirit, and I feel to share this because this is my experience as I work, and I find it's important to share. So often when somebody comes in from the spirit world, often there can be it can be like there's two people who have similar circumstances and situations, and it's on some level there's a similar frequency that they come through on. So I've found over the years that when somebody comes through, they can often come through together, like blended, but it is two separate situations, so I have to separate them and ask one to stand aside while I share the other's story, and vice versa. And I feel as though that's kind of what just happened, because there was a similar situation with a husband and a wife, and they both had similar connections in their story. So that was an example of that. And I just thought I'd just share it because this is what goes on in my mind as I work. I'm like, this is this situation. And, so it's like an unwrapping of the way that spirit works with me. Okay, I'm going to try something a little bit different now. I'm going to ask Spirit for a name of the person who is listening and who this message is for. And the name that I'm getting is an N name, and it feels like Nancy or something similar to Nancy. Now, I feel like I'm speaking to a woman who's a little bit older in her years, and as I connect with your energy, Nancy, I'm hearing the name Terry, but I'm also, it's like I'm getting taken right down into my heart space, and it's like, it's okay, I'm here. Again, there's these messages that I'm okay on the other side, and it's really coming through strongly today to partners that have been separated, and some have passed, and it's like this male energy comes through, and he's like, it's okay. And again, he's showing me you. It feels very similar to the last reading. Now he's showing me you kind of a bit lost without him, and he's also directing me to like some sort of a jewelry or something that you're remembering him by and holding on to. And in the way that this comes through, it's like he's there with you and he's all around you. And he actually shows me a scene of his presence in the room with you when you're here in this place. And I'm actually seeing too, I'm seeing images of like the Mother Mary. So I'm not sure if you're a religious person or not, but there is this energy around you. There's a lot of prayer, but within that, he's there too. And he's there watching over you and in support of you and your life. And he's not far away. He's never far away, is what he's saying. But I'm just going to leave his love with you and just know that he's always there looking out for you. Okay, so I'm going to ask Spirit now to show me somebody's life and connect to a message for somebody who's listening. They're showing me a work situation. They're showing me you're working in the office and you're very busy at this time, very busy, too busy in fact. and there's not much time for anything else going on. And as you work, there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of stress, and Spirit is actually directing me to your heart at this time, and just being mindful of your health, because they're talking about your heart possibly holding too much of the stress, and this could cause complications for you if you don't take it easy, take some time off. And it feels as though you won't be able to take time off, and it's like you've got yourself into a bit of a situation that you feel stuck in. But you've got to know that you're never stuck in a situation, and you can always move out and make adjustments to the situation, and it would be advisable, is what Spirit's showing me, for your own health and your own heart health. Okay, so I'm going to leave that message with you. Now, my energy is being taken to a young woman who's got a child. I feel as though a small baby, around one kind of age, and I feel as though this little child has darker skin in the way that he appears. Now, I feel like you're quite alone in this situation. It's like you've got many hours that you're spending, just you and this child, and you're not being very supported in the world. Now, I feel a sense of a grandmotherly energy that is from the spirit world, and she's kind of stepping close. And I do hear like nonna or nonne or something, she calls herself. Now, this woman, I'm getting, it's like she's a very beautiful, gentle energy, and she's just wanting to make her presence felt with you in this situation, and know that she's there with you through this tough time that you're going through. And she knows that you don't have support on the level of people around you so much, but she is there in spirit, and she's with you in the house every day. Her presence is there looking out for you, and it's like she shows me her almost sitting on a chair somewhere watching, and I feel as though she shows me her in the house, and she used to live there with you, is the way that it comes through. And she did pass, but it's like she's still there, and she's still there looking out and watching over you. So I'm just going to leave her love with you now, and I'm going to connect with one final message, somebody that I need to share a message for today, that is actually really needing the message. This person is not hearing. It's like they're blocking out hearing what they're needing to hear. It's like I'm seeing this person in a room. This is a male energy, and this male energy is not reaching out. I'm seeing him with a phone, but he refuses to use it. Now, this could be symbolic of communication with a phone, or it actually might be a phone. But either way, it's like I see him there next to the phone, and it's like he wants to reach out, but he can't reach out. It's like something is stopping him. He feels very conflicted, and like he's alone. And in this feeling, it's like he feels like he's the way it's being shown is like he's done the loop around and around. He's repeated the cycle over and over, and the more that the cycle's repeated, the more coiled up he's become, and the more isolated from the world. And it's like on some level he's created a barrier around himself in this situation and in this desperate place. Now, the more I connect to his energy, the more I begin to feel like perhaps he did pass, and perhaps he's explaining how things were for him. And I do get kind of validation as I say that. I get tingles, and it was hard. It was very hard, and he got more and more alone and isolated in the way that he felt. And he presents in the spirit world, and it's like I'm okay now. I'm doing quite fine. I'm doing quite well, actually. But he knows that was a very hard time that he experienced, and he knows it was for his family as well. And his family struggled a lot with understanding it and coming to terms with his passing. And he shows me a group, like quite a decent sized family, and them being very separate, but just that he acknowledges that it was very hard for them when he left, and in particular for his mum. And so he just wants to send his love to her now and let her know that he's okay. And he knows it was a big hard learning and struggle for her and for the family, but he's okay now, and he's in a much better place, is what he's saying. So I'm going to thank him for coming forward today. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there for the messages for today, and I hope that they reach the right people that they're meant to. Sometimes this is a bit strange to do in this format because normally I do it live, and so connecting with the actual person who the message is for, and in this format I can't really do that, but I have been considering possibly doing a live mediumship kind of sharing at some stage where I can connect directly, but it can still be tricky via online to be able to work with a group and messages. So I just want to thank you all today for your support and for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Raven Scry signing off.